What is a gold digger, and why do people use this word so much? The word gold digger comes, of course, originally from men. It comes from men who do not appreciate women, who perhaps hate women. It comes from men who get triggered by the higher standards of a woman that they cannot live up to. It is so not a gentleman to, first of all, to buy a woman an economy flight ticket, and he has to buy a business class ticket or a first class ticket. That is non-negotiable. If I have any men watching me right now, please do take notes.
Guys, I don't think she's aware that all of her videos are public and anyone can watch them. I've watched 27 of her videos, which is like a fifth of her content, and scrolled down her entire feed. Not one video I saw was about how to honestly reciprocate the favor for when a man spends money on you.
What do you bring to the table?
Are you seriously asking me this?
Almost all of her content is about how to find a rich guy, how to attract a rich guy, and how to manipulate him into buying you stuff.
You're acting entitled.
You know that men act entitled on a daily basis?
Now, people in the comments always want to say this stuff is fringe, or they say things like, it's just her, she's the only woman like that. And to that, I will say that a lot of people will send me a video of a female YouTuber with like 500 subscribers saying some insane thing, and I always refuse to cover them. I refuse because it's not representative of a population. At 500 subs, there isn't much evidence that a lot of people actually agree with you. But that's not the case with Anna Bay and her channel, School of Affluence. Her channel is very popular. In her first year, she got 268,000 subscribers. That is astronomical. Very few YouTubers get that many subscribers in a year, and she has a very consistent following as well. So it's not like she has 700,000 subs, but only gets like 2,000 people watching each video like a lot of other channels have. And it's not people hate watching her either. Her like versus dislike ratios are very healthy, even on some of her most contentious videos, and all of the top comments on her videos are in her favor. This is not a fringe opinion. This is a rapidly growing channel that teaches women how to acquire resources from men while contributing nothing to their relationship in return. So let's get into the topic, but first, if you like the content you see on this channel, then consider making a donation. With all the stuff that goes on with big tech, viewer support is really the only thing independent content creators can rely on, so your support is highly appreciated. Links to my PayPal, Patreon, and Subscribestar pages can all be found in the description. And also, don't forget to support me on Alt Tech. You can find the links to my Parler page and my Bitchute channel in the description as well. Alright, so as I said, this is Anna Bay and her YouTube channel, School of Affluence. Anna is a 34-year-old former marketer of an online gambling company who made her claim to fame by getting a bunch of plastic surgery and hooking up with a billionaire. Now, she sells a 7-step formula to teach women how to get their own billionaire. Words of wisdom from someone who has been on the internet for a while. When you see these websites with a super long scroll, it's a scam. Also, when they encourage you to impulse buy, that's not a good sign either. Give me $350 because who knows how long that deal will last. Here's a little spoiler. You can't teach hundreds of thousands of women how to bag a billionaire. There aren't enough billionaires to go around. None of that is going to make you happy anyway. People who have everything done for them by someone else tend to be miserable people. We are biologically wired to contribute to our relationships, and our brains punish us with depression when we aren't doing that. The things she teaches are just going to make her followers unhappy. But speaking of the clip I showed about gold digger shaming, what I imagine has happened is that a bunch of normies have started watching Anna's videos and called her a gold digger, so she made this video in response. So let's hear more about what she has to say on this subject.
How come in our society it's so accepted for men to treat women as sex objects, yet it's so incredibly taboo and forbidden for a woman to somehow have a financial interest in a man?
Where are you getting this? Sole interest in both of those behaviors has been shamed for at least my entire lifetime. Men who just want sex are constantly shamed. Have you ever watched any daytime talk show? Have you been on the internet at all in the last 10 years? What about those massive ad campaigns against catcalling from Upworthy? What about the Gillette ad? By the way, men don't have a problem with women wanting money. Men have a problem with women using them for their money and offering nothing in return. And of course, that's the kind of relationship that Anna wants. Listen to this from a more recent video.
I love men who look after their women and treat their woman like a goddess. There is nothing more attractive than when a man steps into his masculinity and really looks after his woman like a true gentleman.
She wants a man to follow his traditional role by being a provider, but when it comes to her, she openly admits that she doesn't want to uphold her traditional role.
In your personal life, are you a housewife who cook and clean, and do you want kids? We have somebody who takes care of our household, including cooking, so I don't do any of that because simply I don't have time. I have a full-time job after all, so I refuse to have another job at home.
Okay then, so what do you provide to the relationship? Your supposed boyfriend is a billionaire. He doesn't need your money. The income from your business is entirely useless to him. Now she says she doesn't take care of the house because they have a maid, and she ignored the question about kids. Do you plan social events, or does he hire someone for that too? What's the point in him being with you outside of the bedroom? Getting back to the original video, she pulls all kinds of tricks to distract people from the fact that she provides nothing outside of her body. She calls women who use the word gold digger violent and shames them for not being a part of the team. She pulls the "who hurt you" line. And then she gives the "why do you care" non-argument.
Why does this upset people so much? Why is it so triggering to people? Why do people get so upset that a woman wants to do this and has this interest? Some people have a very high sex drive. Some people have a very high financial drive. People are different. Let them do whatever they want without judging.
What? People should be able to do whatever they want without judgment? So if a guy robs a store, we shouldn't judge him? Really, this is all just a projection, because if she wasn't a gold digger, then she wouldn't have made this video saying people shouldn't gold digger shame, nor would she have said it in other videos. She would just ignore the haters. But it's true, so she has to make the video. Look at the title of the video. It's called "Stop Gold Digger Shaming." It's not called "I am not a gold digger." She's not saying she isn't a gold digger. She's saying don't shame her for being a gold digger. The reality is that a large portion of her videos teach women how to be gold diggers, which makes it very hard for me to believe that she was actually able to attract a rich man. Who in their right mind gets with a girl who professionally teaches women how to take money from men without offering anything in return? Anna openly refuses to provide any evidence that she is actually dating someone rich, so this guy is either non-existent or he is so old that he doesn't care. Anyway, I thought that we might listen to a little of this golden advice, so here's Anna telling us how to get gifts from a rich boyfriend.
How to make a man buy you the gift you want. Now the first step is always planting seeds. Let me just use the iPhone as a good example. If you want your wealthy man to give you an iPhone for Christmas, let's say, then you start talking to him about how your iPhone has broken, or maybe it's not working as it used to be. Maybe just mention that you saw the new iPhone that came out. You were so kind of jealous that your friend got it.
Got it. If I want a new phone, I break my old one and tell him that I need a new one. Or I lie about it being broken, or I'm irresponsible and I can't take care of a phone for 6 months without breaking it. Also, tell him your friend has one and you are jealous of her. That justifies him spending $1,000 on a new phone that you'll break in 6 months. If that doesn't work, start acting like a child.
Turn yourself into a bit of a child. I mean, that always works. That always sells, to tell you the truth.
Great. So you are dating a 34-year-old child. Now, worst case scenario, if breaking your phone doesn't work and acting like a child doesn't work either, you should convince him that the gift benefits him.
And then you also, you pointed out how this gift would really benefit him. Let's say that iPhone that you really want to have, he will benefit also by you having a fully functional phone, by you not having to have issues, complaining, having a headache.
I see. It's all clear now. Buying you a $1,000 phone that you don't need benefits me because if I buy it for you, you'll stop complaining. Except, how do I know that the second I buy you that phone, you won't just nag me about something else? You complained and I bought you a phone, therefore complaining is an effective strategy that you will use again. By appeasing you, I am encouraging the behavior.
Let's say you are going to look amazing in that dress that he's going to buy for you. That means that it will feed his ego. When you're wearing that dress next to him and everybody's watching and admiring you.
Does she have any self-awareness? The benefit to the guy is, I look good and everyone will admire me. How is everyone being in awe of how much money you got him to spend on you a benefit to him? If anything, to all of his guy friends, it makes him look like a simp. I think Anna thinks so little about the needs of others that she has zero idea of how to actually provide value to someone. Everything is about her, and you know what? Why shouldn't a man feel like I have given him something when he makes me look amazing? She doesn't get why that thinking is wrong. Keep in mind that tons of women agree with what she says in this video.
If he doesn't work with soft strategies and if he doesn't work with you being direct about it, this guy is not generous enough for you. And maybe you should start thinking about what you're doing with him, to be honest.
Oh, he's not generous enough for you. That's certainly a very euphemistic way to put that. Well, let's see how generous you are.
What gift should you give to your rich boyfriend? And actually, should you even give him a gift? Does he deserve one? The gift that a woman gives back to her man should never be a very expensive gift. I would personally not buy a watch. I think that's a bit too expensive. Unless it's like an Apple watch, that's okay. Or you can get him a Fitbit if he's one of those chubby guys.
Now, I understand that at the start, I said that none of her videos talk about reciprocating the favor, and this video technically does that, but she is so backhanded here that I don't think it counts as reciprocation. Does he even deserve a gift? If he is fat, I will passively aggressively tell him to lose weight by buying him a Fitbit. So she doesn't cook or clean because she works. Everything in her life is paid for, but she can't be bothered to spend a little bit of money on her partner or her boyfriend or whatever she calls it. All the gifts she recommends are extremely cheap by comparison to what she expects. Wine, cigars, video games, concert tickets, cufflinks. A gift to a guy who at minimum is giving you tens of thousands of dollars of free stuff every year who you do nothing for is not worth more than $200 twice per year? But that's just your preference, right? Speaking of backhandedness, listen to this.
Now lastly, if you're a little sneaky girl, you can always buy something for yourself that he's going to enjoy. So that is usually some nice lingerie. I don't know, maybe even surprise him on a bed of roses, being dressed in a little ribbon, and tell him that you are the gift to him.
So I want you guys to remember that when she says you should not buy him anything for his birthday or Christmas, but instead make sex the present, that Anna is in no way selling her body for money. Her explanation of this is sick. Gift giving is not so much about the gift, but instead it's a display that shows that you care about the other person. The idea that she would buy someone a gift that is actually for herself and then tell other people to do that publicly is so sociopathic that I don't see how any man would be dumb enough to date her. On top of that, the girl who totally is not selling her body for money said that her boyfriend must pay her an allowance.
From the man's side, he has to truly offer her an allowance so that she contains her independence. She doesn't have to ask him for money every time she wants something, and so that she actually can have some form of savings in case she would need it for a rainy day.
Yeah, real independent. You are so independent that you have a man pay you a salary for dating you.
I would say men depend on women more than women depend on men.
Well, you certainly proved that. But guys, allow me to bring to your attention that she doesn't actually care about the gifts that are given to her. All she is doing is tallying up how much each one of them is worth so she can sell it once the guy figures out that she's just a moocher.
A woman should really try and get as much jewelry as possible from a man because obviously jewelry always have a high resale value. Same goes for a certain brand of watches.
Okay, so you're a sugar baby. I did a video on them a few months ago, and that's exactly what sugar babies are told to do. She is showing her followers how to stash material items that her sugar daddy bought for her. May I remind you that it's not just her who thinks like this. Look at this comment with over 1,000 likes that says, handbags should be kept in mint condition in case you need to sell them. There are many other comments like this on her video. So no, Anna, you have not convinced me that you are not a gold digger. The sum total of all the relationship advice that I saw you give was lie to your man, manipulate your man, complain all the time about stuff that you want, nag him until he buys you something, and call him cheap if he won't spend money on you. This is a gold digger. Now, in relation to this subject, I know a lot of people want to live an easy life. A lot of people want to be taken care of and have no responsibility. But like I said in the beginning, humans are designed to carry responsibility, preferably heavy responsibility. We get bored and depressed when people do everything for us. Being a non-contributor will not fulfill you. If you are lost and don't know how to make your life fulfilling, then think of the structure of a story. Because a good story is interesting and fulfilling. Think about it this way. Would you watch a movie with a hero who does nothing but play video games all day while his parents provide everything for him? No, because nothing important happens in this story. It would be boring, and I guarantee you that this hypothetical person is not happy. His life has no meaning. Stories have to have problems. So if you are bored, depressed, or have no motivation, it's because you have no real problems outside of being bored, depressed, and having no motivation. That's what happens when you let other people carry your responsibility for you. Instead, design your life like a story. There is a structure that makes stories interesting, and I bet you learned it in middle school. A good story has a hero who goes about his normal life. A problem happens that destroys his normal life. The hero goes on a journey to fix the problem, and by the end of the story, the hero either wins or loses. If he wins, the hero changes and becomes better able to deal with the problems of the world. If he fails, assuming he lives, he learns what not to do next time. Think of all of your most interesting stories. They are all centered around things that are going wrong, and you either fix the issue or you don't. What's important is the problem and the journey that you travel to solve that problem. That is meaning. People are bored because they have situated their lives in such a way so they have no real problems. Or worse, they let problems occur and do nothing about them. If you have problems, start solving them. Don't let them sit. They will get worse. If you have no problems, the way you encounter them is by doing things that are real. Pick a difficult goal that you really want to achieve and try to achieve it. You'll find that creates a lot of problems and a lot of things will stand in your way. The thing that stands in your way is called the villain. You need villains. They will make you stronger. If your life is not following this structure, you will feel unfulfilled. The purpose of life is to achieve difficult things in the midst of tough competition. That's what makes people happy, not sitting around expecting someone else to pay for you. But with that said, I think that's enough for this video. So if you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, comment and share. If you would like to support this channel, then you can do so with PayPal, Patreon, or Subscribestar. You can find all those links in the description. Last, if you haven't checked me out on Bitchute or Parler, you can also find those links in the description. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.